Hey everybody, it's Katie with Picture Perfect Lawn Maintenance. I'm really excited about the next few videos that we're going to be releasing as part of a 4-part series all about soil samples, soil evaluations, soil analysis, and what that all involves and means and why it's important for your lawn this season. I'm really excited because this is the first big series that we've done like this in terms of our blogs as well as these YouTube videos. So be sure, before you do anything else, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel so that you can stay up to date as these videos go live and are released over the next couple of weeks. In terms of soil samples and what that entails today, I'm going to talk to you about kind of the early stage things that you should know. Why they're important, how they're taken, who's taking them, and what do they cost. There's a lot of information in here, and there's going to be a lot of information in the other 3 parts of this series. So if you have any questions, any kind of feedback, be sure to comment below. We want to know what your questions are so that when we make the next videos, we can answer them to the best of our ability. Again, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'll be right here when you're back, and we'll answer a few questions that you might have about soil samples. So now that we're back, let's get into the nitty-gritty of it. What is a soil analysis and what's a soil sample? Basically, those are 2 different words for the same process, where we take a sample from your soil across the yard and have it analyzed at a lab to find out a lot of important information about the soil quality in terms of nutrient levels, acidity, organic matter components, different things that really have a direct impact on the health of your lawn. It's very similar to when you go to the doctor's office and you're not feeling well and they draw blood work. They're doing blood work and different types of testing so that they can learn a lot more objective quantitative data to find out what's going on the inside that they can't tell just from asking you questions about your symptoms. It's really important to find this data because it is a very specific way to address very specific problems. If you get blood work done and there's a level that's off, then they have a list of things that they can diagnose you with, they can give you medicine, and you're going to be good to go, as opposed to just trying to say, oh, well, they have a stomach ache, maybe it's these million things. It's the same with your grass. If we go outside and say, okay, well, your grass is looking a little yellow, it could be from having too much water, it could be from having not enough water, it could be because your soil is acidic, it could be this, it could be this. But if we do a soil sample and we see that the soil is acidic, then we know that that's a good chance that that's actually part of the problem, as opposed to if we take it and the soil pH is fine, then maybe it is because of water. It just gives us a lot more information that we can go on to be able to address specific issues in your soil and get way better results for your lawn. So this video is going to be part of the blog series that ties into our new FAQ page. So we're going to hit about 5 questions in this video that we hear a lot in terms of what is going on with the soil sample and why it's important. So let's get started with number 1. A yearly soil analysis is a super useful way to monitor the development and changes in the key values that we see in your soil. It's testing a ton of different things, which is part of what makes it so valuable. It's testing everything from soil pH to macronutrients to micronutrients, cation exchange capacity, nutrient ratios, organic matter content, and several other things are all key values that are being tested in a soil analysis and given to us on a sliding scale from a very poor level, which is too low, or an exceedingly high level, which is too much of a good thing at that point. All of these levels can change, and there's a lot of uncontrollable environmental factors that can affect that change. Everything from acidic rain to much rain that causes leaching in the soil. If you have poor soil content that isn't able to hold those nutrients as well, such as something that is too sandy or too much clay. There's just a lot happening on a day-to-day basis throughout the year and throughout the season that can change your soil. So it's really good to do it on a yearly schedule with testing those nutrients and doing a soil analysis to make sure that that change isn't going in the wrong direction. There are three big reasons to me that a soil analysis is such an important thing to do on a yearly schedule. And that has to do with that quantitative data we just listed that we're getting from that analysis, and that's cluing us into that lawn situation that you're having. First, that information that we're getting sheds greater light on what parts of the puzzle might be missing in your soil's composition and fertility. Second, it gives professional applicators like Picture Perfect Lawn Maintenance better ability to customize a program based on those key values that are not quite ideal. Third, and to me most importantly, it clues you as a homeowner in on what is going on with your lawn so that you have more knowledge about your investment and your property. So what's the purpose of getting a soil analysis done? Knowledge. And knowledge is power when it comes to the care of your lawn, for the company that you're trusting with its care, as well as for you as a homeowner, because you are making such a great investment. You want it to be efficient. The more efficient it is, the less money you have to spend chasing your tail, and the more successful your lawn is going to be. Every company is different in terms of when they like to take a soil sample, but Picture Perfect and many other providers prefer to do it at the beginning of the year. Not only is this when we have the time, because we're not doing any applications of fertilizer at that point, but because we're not doing any applications of fertilizer, it's a resting point in those nutrient values that we're going to be testing. Anytime that you put down fertilizer that contains any of the values that you're wanting to watch, it artificially inflates them until that fertilizer levels out and is absorbed by the grass and the soil and everything to make it kind of that resting rate. So we try to take a soil sample around this time in January, because that's when those values are going to give us the truest number in terms of what those levels are without the fertilizer coming in and inflating that. If you're a homeowner who tries to do the DIY side of things for this type of lawn care, you're welcome to take a soil sample yourself. It's a relatively easy process, and you're able to get results from an extension office or another type of local company that's able to analyze those samples themselves. If you work with Picture Perfect Lawn Maintenance, we're taking your sample for you. You don't have to worry about digging around in your yard. It's covered in your program. It's always one of our trained members of our team. They know what they're doing out there, and we always call you the day before, just like we do with a fertilizer application, to let you know that we're going to be on the property. The way that we collect soil samples is with a soil probe that is able to retrieve a core about this thick from the soil. We go for about 6 inches thick, about an inch from the surface. We always take the top little layer off because this is usually thatch and grass and stuff like that. That's not actually what we're wanting to test. Rather than try to describe it, I'm just going to show you our team member Brandon in action taking a soil sample on one of our properties. cost of a soil analysis depends not only on what levels you are testing and how complex the analysis is, but where you're getting it done and if you're collecting the sample yourself. If you're a homeowner doing the DIY approach, then you can expect a soil analysis to range anywhere from $10 to $50 or more, depending on how complex you're going for. And Picture Perfect, because we're doing the entire system for you, from collecting the sample to having it analyzed and explaining the results to you, we do charge $25 if it's a standalone service. However, for the vast majority of our clients, if they're on a Picture Perfect program, which pretty much everybody at this point is, this is included in your program cost. It's not anything that you're going to be paying in addition to your monthly rate. It is built in as a yearly thing because it's so valuable. We don't want it to be a discouragement. We want the information for ourselves and for you. So you're going to have that service done in the next few weeks. So that sums up this part 1 of 4 where soil samples and a soil analysis are concerned. I'm glad that you guys took the time to watch this. I think it's really important information, and personally I'm a big fan of these soil samples because I think it's really cool science. It's neat to see how so many different levels come into play and can be tested and how they express in your grass. This can have a direct impact on so many things that we see in your lawn that without a soil sample, we're not able to say why or what's going on. If you have questions, and I always have questions, so please ask your questions, comment below, let us know what you're curious to know. We're going to be releasing part 2 later this week. And parts 3 and 4 are going to be coming next week. So we're going to move pretty fast on these. On part 2, we're going to get a little bit more into the nitty-gritty, not just of what's a soil sample, but what is a soil analysis? What kind of levels are we testing? What does that soil analysis look like? Who's going to be sending me the results? Everything that you want to know about that side of the process as well. If you have questions, like I said, let us know. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a picture-perfect day, and we'll be back with you soon.